All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Today, we're going to be talking about crafting. It's one of the major systems. And so, and it's one that's pretty easy, actually. It especially involves things like icons and possibly crafting assets out in your world, like a mining node or something like that. So, today, I'm going to show you setting up some, maybe I'll do some flowers that you can pick and then combining those in the crafting system, and then you'll have a crafted item. And if you didn't know already, so I'm in MMO, the old school MMO controller setup here. But if you press X, this is where your crafting menu comes up. And you see there's a basic one in here that's an example where it needs 10 health potions and it creates one of these axes. So what's first? As always, this is a data driven platform here. So we have our data table, and then we have crafting here. So data table crafting. We want to pull that up. And bringing that over, we have our basic axe that you saw, and we can learn a lot by just looking at that. Here we have our required item being health potions, 10. We just saw that, right? So now we want to do one. I'm going to do, we'll say a mana potion, since we already have, or let's start with the health potion. Okay. Since we already have the need for health potions, let's create a new one. So much like everything else, you're going to have an item ID here that you're going to be creating. So here I'm going to do health potion. Health potion. Required level. You have to at least be alive. And we will get to the rest of this in a minute. So we're just going to save that for right now. Now I have enhance stuff, enhance craft icons, as well as their craft assets. So I'm going to be using a flower out of here. But first, so here in my third person game, I'm going to go ahead and create a crafting folder. I like to color things so that I can see them easily. We'll make this pink of some kind. So we want an item. We're creating an item first, okay? And so we will actually need DT item as well. Let's bring that thing up. So first, I'm going to use flowers here. So we'll start with a flower underscore yellow, and you're going to combine that with a flower underscore blue. So that's what we're going to create it from, is combining those two things. Now it's pretty simple when you're creating a crafting item. So here we're going to go yellow flower category. This is actually a non-consumable item type, crafting, and the rest is pretty much, yeah, I think it is stackable. We're going to have flowers be stackable here. We're going to say max stack of 20. So a lot of this stuff is just flat out not going to apply. If you want to wait to it, so 1 for a single flower. I set this stuff up so I don't forget, because as soon as we set up a shop, we're going to wish that we had this set up. So I'm going to say 2 and 5 for the yellow flower for the buy price. And we'll say same, or half for sell of that, 1 and 2. No item bonus needed. So we need an icon. I have some icons uploaded. You'll have to get those. There we go. There's a yellow, because we're in our yellow flower. Static mesh. I have a yellow flower here. And then we're going to need to create our blueprint for it. So coming in here, now it makes sense to come to our crafting. Oh, sorry. Come up to the top, content, item base, create a child. And this is going to be BP underscore flower. We're going to create children of that here in a minute. So here we have our flower. We're going to have a static mesh particle. So everything here is going to be perfectly fine. So BP yellow flower. We'll create that one first. Here we get a static mesh. That flower one I showed you earlier. And this one's already yellow, so it's perfect. The particle here, that's going to be fine for now. I put like little flying things, or you can put little sparklies, whatever you need for your game use, right? Now, of course, what's the most important part? Our class defaults. So this needs to be flower underscore yellow. And so then it should be okay. And you need to make sure in itself that it's persistent, so you can drag it into the world. And if everything's correct, we can also pull in now our blueprint here. Yellow flower. Save. Okay, so let's test our yellow flower first. Yep, so it's lighting up. Cannot find item ID. Now, you notice it has to be perfect. I did not have a W. I guess I accidentally did not do that. So good learning lesson here. They have to be exact because the interact is there. So now we got it. Boom. And you'll see it in inventory. So there's step one. So now I'm going to do the same with a blue flower. And then lastly, we got to make sure that our correct blueprints are attached. So this is the yellow flower. Then we need the blue flower. And I think, so now we should be set on both of these. Oh, I already pulled one out of those, whatever. So let's see how we look. Oh, geez, we got dude coming to kill us. Okay, so we have one of each of those. And as you can see, they stack correctly as I'm getting destroyed here. Okay, so anyway, so we have two items now that we can pick up. And so we want to make those be our crafting elements here. So going back to our DT crafting, our health potion. Now, required items here. So required level, required items. So we need 2 items. And we're going to say flower underscore yellow. And we don't need this is a refinement level of this flower, a grade level of this flower. How many? We're just going to say 1. And level 0 is all that's mandatory right now. But notice you can make it where it's a very special flower grade level or whatever to craft it if you want, if you want a little bit more of a difficult item to create. And then we need our flower underscore blue. And we don't need any of this except for we're going to say 2 of these. Hey, we already have 2 drawn out there. And then the reward, okay? So if you look at your items, we want it to be a health potion. So that's health underscore potion. And same type of stuff. And using these ingredients will give you how many of this. And you're going to say 1. Random scaling factor, if you want it to scale with how many of those that you're going to get. And then, of course, a crafting time, we'll say 1.5 seconds. So if we save that, now we have a new craftable item. So if we just come into our game, and it's funny, I don't see that guy. I love how Unreal just put a guy out there for us. And there he comes again. Go away. So we got all of those. And as you can see, we can now craft our item, which we're going to need. Because he's not hitting us, luckily. So as you can see, that created our health potion. And we have our level and how much each one of them sells for, as you can see in the right-hand corner. So you can get as creative as you want to with this stuff. One last thing I'll show you. Overriding the interact so that you can, if you wish, to put in a animation, right? So if we look at our item base, and let's go to the event graph, and here's your interact right here. So we want to take this entire interact and we're going to change. So I'm going to copy. And so then I can close this down. Let's go into our blue flower. And then we just paste. So this will effectively override our interact. So what do we want to do here? If it is valid, and you can even do it after the switch. Let's see, where do we want to put it? So probably right before this add item, right? So let's pull this out. Let's open this up here. And then we can go play montage. And then to your player skeletal mesh, you want to actually do get player character. So it will get the player character that it is. Did I disconnect? I disconnected something. So be careful of that. All right. So now the blue flower should have some interaction here. So we're going to choose a montage that we already have in there. You'd want your own crafting montage or whatever. I'm just going to like simplicity here. So I'm going to choose attack 2 that we've already done just for an example here. But really you just cut and paste this whole string down here. But then in between custom variables and inventory add item, I put in the skeletal mesh play montage. Okay, and then the get player character here, or I believe you can actually put our RPG system through here. I'm not positive on that, but this works as well. And then on completed is when you add it to the inventory item so that the montage will play, then it will add. So just as an example, and we'll see how this guy chases us again. Hey, we're safe. So you see with the yellow one, no interact. There we go. So we have a nice little interact montage included. So now you know how to create 2 items here for crafting, put them in your crafting table, and then you need whatever your final thing is here. And, you know, if I wanted to change my health potion to one of my custom ones that I brought in. So let's just say that's our, well, it looks like a fire potion. Whatever. So there's our potion. And so now we have it in there. If you press X. So there we go. There we go. Press X and you see our health potion in here. And we have it all. This is something that this was something I was working on. So please ignore that. I have a print string going on. But there you go. That's how you craft and start doing some crafting in the RPG system. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.